Hi everyone, and welcome to Let's Get Luxe. For those of you who've never visited before, my name is Jamie, and I am just starting my luxury collection. I'm a recovering lawyer, and even though I no longer do legal research, I love doing other research, and I've channeled all of that energy into researching the luxury fashion houses and items that I'm interested in purchasing. Part of the reason I started this YouTube channel is to share all of the information that I'm gathering and putting in my head with you, just in case you could also benefit from the information I'm learning. So I think today might be one of those days because I have been really interested in the Louis Vuitton recall. So I was really surprised to hear that Louis Vuitton had instituted a recall on several items, and I'm here to give you all the information that you need to know about it, especially if you have some of these items in your collection. You're probably going to want to act on this recall given what I've learned. Before I get into the good stuff though, I just wanted to mention, if you like information about these different fashion houses like Louis Vuitton and Chanel, Gucci, Dior, then be sure to like this video and subscribe down below. If you hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button, then you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. Okay, so let's get down to business. In this video, I'm going to give you some information, not necessarily in this order, but I'll let you know which bags were affected specifically, in which time frame they were affected, what the nature of the issues are with the Louis Vuitton bags in question, what some of the implications of those quality issues are for you, how Louis Vuitton is resolving the issues with these bags, and I'll also provide my 2 cents. Even though I'm new to this luxury game, I feel like I've read enough about the issues going on that I do have a sense of some advice that I would like to offer. You could take it or leave it, of course, but some advice that I would give you if you have any of the bags on the list. Okay, so the bags that we're talking about are the Louis Vuitton bags that were sold between 2013 and 2015. Not every bag, I'll go into which bags they are, but between 2013 and 2015, the bags that were being sold, in some cases, were coming from what one essay I think called a batch from a bad supplier. I've heard these issues be categorized 3 different ways. One thing I heard was that there's fading canvas. I've actually only heard that once though, so I'm not sure if that's really the issue. The issues I'm hearing consistently though are that there are glazing issues and dye issues. I think these actually might be related though. So in case you aren't aware, the glazing is the wax that's used to seal some of the seams on the leather on the Louis Vuitton bags. But during the years in question, there was a problem with the glazing formula that caused the glazing to melt. I also heard it was a dye issue. The dye that was used to cure the leather on the corners and the handles was defective, so it was causing those areas to get sticky. So if you have a defective bag that was sold during this time frame, a lot of people are actually receiving calls from client services, alerting them to the problem and offering a resolution. Some people have heard from their sales associates as opposed to client services, and some people are hearing from both. There does seem to be some sort of rolling notification system though, because there are some people who have heard, some people who haven't heard, and then some people who hadn't heard and were complaining about it, but then heard eventually from client services. So how this typically works is usually client services will call you and tell you that because you're a longtime valuable customer, they are alerting you to the fact that your bag has been recalled and that you should make an appointment with a manager at your local Louis Vuitton store to bring the bag back and exchange it for another bag. They're encouraging you, even if the bag is in perfect condition, to bring it in and exchange it. Even if you bought the bag pre-loved, in some cases they're honoring that as well. Some people had bought the bag pre-loved, brought it in to exchange it, didn't even have the original receipt, and they were able to do so. I don't think that's necessarily always the case. I have also heard that you're supposed to have the original receipt. Even if you're not the original owner, you're supposed to have the original receipt in order to exchange it. For those of you who did buy it from a Louis Vuitton store but can't find your receipt, if you call Louis Vuitton Client Services, they should be able to find the receipt for you. So what is the resolution that Louis Vuitton is offering? So there are 3 options that have been mentioned as solutions. One that seems to be the most common is that you can exchange the bag for something else. Some people have received store credit for the bags they brought back, but it appears that that is becoming more limited. So it used to be that you could bring in your defective bag and they would just give you store credit and you could wait to purchase something new. What seems to be happening now though, supposedly there's been a change in the computer system that prevents store credit being issued in this circumstance. So people aren't able to get store credit. They're told to hang on to their bags until they find something in a Louis Vuitton store that's in stock that they would like to exchange it for. The problem with that solution, of course, is that Louis Vuitton stores don't always carry the bag that you want. Especially now, they're carrying those classic bags like the Neverfulls and the Speedies and the all canvas bags a lot less than they used to. So if you had your eye on something like that or something like the Pochette Metis, it's really hard to get that in store. What's a little bit frustrating about this as well is that they can't order a bag for you or transfer a bag from another store. So you really are stuck with whatever is in stock at that particular store. Now, some people, of course, have had different experiences. And so, your experience may vary. But I did want to mention that this is something that a lot of people are experiencing. Another possible solution is that Louis Vuitton can repair your bag. But I do hear that this is becoming more rare. I think Louis Vuitton would rather take the defective bag out of the market entirely than repair them. So don't be surprised if you ask for a repair and it's not granted. In terms of how much credit you're going to be receiving for your defective bags, if the bag is still carried by Louis Vuitton, you will actually get the current selling price. So if you bought a Neverfull 2 years ago and now it's gone up in price quite a bit, you're actually going to be getting the store credit for the Neverfull at its current price as opposed to what you paid for it previously. So I think that's really good news. However, if the item that you bought is already gone or discontinued, I've heard two things. One is that you're going to get what you originally paid for it, not including the tax. I've also heard that you're going to get the last selling price of that item. Just given this information, I would say to you, if you go and take a discontinued bag into Louis Vuitton to get store credit or to exchange it, I would definitely argue that you should get the last selling price for the bag as opposed to what you paid for it originally if there is a difference. Also, I want to mention that you might be able, there is a slight chance perhaps that you can negotiate for a similar item without paying the difference in what you originally got and the new item. For example, if you bought a wallet that has since been discontinued and there's a similar wallet currently in Louis Vuitton, you could ask them to replace your old wallet with the current wallet, even if there is a difference in the last selling price of your discontinued item and the current price of the wallet. Some people who've been dealing with this issue have indicated that either they've been told this explicitly or they got the impression you're really supposed to take care of this now if you want to take advantage of the offer from Louis Vuitton. This offer won't stand forever. However, other people have been told by client services and SAs that the offer will remain good. This is one of those things where I wanted to tell you about the conflicting information in case you have one of these bags and you're thinking about waiting. You can weigh the benefit and risk of waiting as you make your decision. So what countries is this affecting? I actually don't know the answer to this question. I have a list of a few countries that I know are affected, but I don't have a comprehensive list. This is definitely affecting the United Kingdom, the United States, Germany, and other countries in the EU. There was actually one person who said that her sales associate in the EU called her and told her about the problem, even though the bag had been bought outside of Europe. So they do have you in the system and the bags that you bought. So it sounds like they're honoring this no matter what country you bought it in or what country you're located in. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so you'll want to check your local store. So I'm about to get into which bags were affected specifically, but before I do that, I just want to offer some advice based on what I've looked at. I would say if you have a bag that was sold between 2013 and 2015 that might fall into this category that has leather and glazing on it, or of course if the bag is specifically on this list, I would say deal with the problem now, even if your bag is in perfect condition. And there are a few reasons for this. Number one, this issue is currently on the radar of client services and sales associates. If you wait 3 years to deal with this problem, it's not clear to me that it's going to be as easy to deal with or that they'll be as receptive to helping. Already some people are getting some pushback, so I feel like if you wait 3 years, you might even get more pushback. So I just feel like better safe than sorry. Another reason is because even if your bag is in perfect condition now, some of the issues that have been coming up with the glazing melting, there have been examples of the glazing melting and ruining clothing, getting on people's leather seats in their car, ruining wallets inside their bags. So even if it's not an issue right now, it just seems better to address it now before it ruins anything in your closet. And if you have anything from this time period, I would definitely recommend that you check the item carefully to make sure that you're not seeing these issues. Because even if your bag isn't on this list that I'm about to go through, it's good just to check to make sure if there are quality issues during this time frame and it's something that is going to affect you, it's better for you to know now. I want to offer a quick caveat that this is not the complete list. If you call Louis Vuitton Client Services or talk to your SA, they're not likely to give you the entire list of recalled bags. This list is just what I was able to find after doing a little bit of research, but this is probably not comprehensive. So if you have a bag that was sold between 2013 and 2015 that you think might have an issue, I suggest calling client services because even though they won't give you a comprehensive list, they will be able to confirm whether or not your bag falls into this category. So here's the list of bags affected. I will try to insert pictures as much as possible. I'll see what I can do. They're in no particular order, but here we go. So the soft locket, the Retiro, the Sofia Coppola bags, the key pouch in empreinte leather, the Pochette Metis, which I think is no surprise to people because they've been having so many issues with the Pochette Metis since it came out. I love mine, but I am aware that there are definitely issues. The Speedy 25 in empreinte leather, the Speedy 30 in empreinte leather, the Montaigne in empreinte, the Monogram Dora, the Bagatelle, the Essential Cure, the Cindy Sherman, the Louboutin, the Neverfulls in Epi Leather, the iCat Neverfull, the Estrella, the Capucine, the Matisse Hobo, the Louise, the Curious Wallet in empreinte leather, the Twist, including in the denim. A while back, the Fascinate was recalled as well, soon after its release actually, and I think it was one of the first ones that had these issues with the glazing, but I think that's old news. I also want to ask for those of you who have dealt with this issue before to leave a comment in the comment section down below about two things, particularly which bag was recalled, because I don't have a comprehensive list, I'm looking for some help from you to kind of fill out this list. And secondly, how your experience was, because there have been so many conflicting reports about how client services and SAs have dealt with this issue. And I'm just curious to hear from you about if it's been a positive experience, frustrating. Some people have really gotten the runaround. Some people have had no problem whatsoever. Anyway, it would be really helpful to me, but also to the other people watching, to have information from those of you who are actually dealing with this, since you'll obviously be speaking from experience, as opposed to someone who's just researching and observing from afar. Anyway, I hope that you found this video to be helpful. I love getting information, especially hard to find information about these different fashion houses. I'm going to be tracking this recall. I'm also tracking all the price increases that we're seeing in these different fashion houses. So if you like that type of information, but you don't want to do the work yourself, be sure to like this video and subscribe down below. And hopefully I will be seeing you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.